Hello.
Hello.
Jim is right on time every
Jim,
week. I love it. In fact, Jim was a couple seconds early.
Wow. Talk about prompt.
Love it. Hi, friends. If you're here, say hi.
It is Wednesday, my dudes. Which means Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
We've got some videos and some stuff.
Some catching up.
Okay. Let me play the video.
The intro video.
Yes.
Yo! What's up? What's up? What's
All right. Perla is here. Hi, Perla.
Hi, Perla.
How is
Anybody
everybody?
Somebody else is lurking. It says there's 3 people watching. We have a lurker. It's okay. I'm okay with people lurking and not commenting. But, we have another lurker. But
I don't know if they're going to appreciate you calling them lurkers. Give them a second to say hi. Hi, Rob.
Rob! I knew one had to be Rob. Rob's always here. How's everybody doing on this fine Wednesday?
I feel like I say this every month when we host, but I'm sick again.
I'm also sick this time.
We just have this cold that will go away for a week and then it'll come back because the weather got cold overnight or got really hot or like I've been sitting in air conditioning. I don't know. Maybe it's allergies or something. But
probably because I'm up all night and then I'm not up all night every other day. So
yeah,
I get sick
I'm surprised Logan's not sick every other day because he never sleeps. Jim is good.
Busy
has been good.
Busy is good.
Amazing.
I feel like this week has gone by pretty quickly so far.
Yeah. I feel like Wednesday gets here really fast, but then Thursday and Friday kind of drag. I don't know. That's just me. Your world doesn't even revolve around a normal work week.
I don't even know what day it is 90% of the time, to be honest with most people.
Rob, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. I feel like it's just like constantly going around now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I didn't feel this last spring because we were still masked, so I wasn't catching the little things either. I mean, like we already had, I had COVID. Who knows if Logan ever actually
did. We'll never know.
He's never had a positive test. So I don't know. It's just icky. Yeah, everything's going around school right now. I have kids in and out every day. But we are so close to the end. Perla, I don't know about your kids' school, but we are finished. My high schoolers finish. Their last week of classes is next week, and then they have 3 days of final right after Memorial Day. And then my elementary kids go through the following week. So was that June 10th or something like that? Surprisingly, I don't have that date memorized, but it's going to be easier for me for here on out. Had my art show a couple weeks ago. So things are a lot more chill now for me. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. How's everybody else doing? I see there's some more eyes, but some of you guys aren't commenting.
It's okay. You don't have to feel pressured to talk. I try not to be scary, but
Logan would prefer to also not talk.
Yeah, I've been up for a long time.
He almost cut his finger off today.
I did almost cut my finger off. My knife was a lot sharper than I thought it was. And if I had pushed out a little bit harder, I might be missing my pointer finger.
We don't need to go into graphic detail. It was not that bad.
It wasn't as bad as I thought.
He didn't even bleed through a Band-Aid. He's fine.
No, I bled through the gauze, though.
Well,
that was bad.
You probably just didn't put it on right. Jim.
Nice.
Actually, funny thing about that today, one of my seniors was like, wow, I only have such and such numbers of days of high school left. It's crazy. And then I was like, yeah, I graduated high school 10 years ago. Like, wow, that feels crazy to me. Like, that was a whole 10 years ago. And a few of them chimed in, like, wow, you're old. And then they are immediately like, no, you're not old. You're not that old. You're not really old until you're like 30. And I was like, I'm not that far off. And then another one piped in, they're like, 30 is not old. What are you talking about?
Classic kids having no
So I was like,
sense of time.
I don't feel old in normal life, but I certainly feel old around them. So they're like, do you even know what year we were born? And I was like, no, I try not to think about it. It's 2004, 2005. Some of them 2003 because it was a mixed class.
That's
So,
crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Good tip, Ashley.
Yeah.
He was panicking, but
it was my
fine.
left. It was my left hand, so I wasn't really too worried. I can still do things.
Yeah.
Although Dan might get mad at me because it would hinder my bass abilities for church. I'd have to adapt.
You could probably figure it out.
It would just be a lot more difficult, but I can do it.
There's fewer strings to
Dan, if you're watching, I'm gonna play bass next time without a pointer finger. So this is a challenge.
If it was your pinky finger, we wouldn't even have to worry about it. My best friend / college roommate was also an art major and just like decided that pinky fingers are fairly useless. Like you could go without it and like they're just kind of in the way a lot of the time. So she said we should just cut them off.
She is kind of crazy in that regard, but
she was up staying with us last weekend, which is why I wasn't in church. So we got to spend some time together, and her 7-month-old daughter and Esther got to hang out. So it was fun. 15 in 2003. Yeah. I was in 3rd grade.
I was 9.
Logan and I were in 3rd grade.
I was 9. Classic.
I definitely would not consider myself old at all. I've always felt very young.
Old sometimes.
That's true. That's fair. My same students were like cracking each other's backs at the end of the class and like complaining about back pain. So maybe they're aging too. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I was always the youngest in my grade, so I've never felt old. Like even when I was like, oh, I'm a senior, like I'm at the top, I still felt so much younger than everybody else.
Never really felt old because I always was around Tim, who always had a big beard, who we would go play basketball at the park and we'd finish. And this was back when we were like 20, 21, and they would think that Tim was like a 45-year-old man. I'd be like, you're our age? And we were like, no. Yeah. They're like, we thought you were like 40. Because Tim had a very long red beard.
Oh, you're probably bringing up a sore subject, and I don't even know if Tim is around to defend himself.
I'm not around half the time when he talks.
That's true.
Too, so
I saw the comments last week about Logan. We didn't watch last week either. So I don't know what that was about. Yeah, Tim had a great beard. Rob
Fun fact, I painted my chest for a basketball game in high school and wore a fake beard and chanted Tim's name from the stands.
I think there's pictures of it.
There are photographs of it. If you sleuth hard enough on the Facebook, you will find me with, I believe I had a letter L because we were the Falcons on my chest and a fake beard. It was quite the time. I still have the fake beard somewhere too.
Oh yeah, somewhere.
It was a classic.
A lot of stuff you shouldn't have.
Fear the beard. I still have friends that played basketball for other schools. I actually work with one of them now, who still thinks that Tim is the most terrifying human being because there's a photograph of him like grabbing a rebound, and he looks like a maniac because he's got this massive beard. As like an 18-year-old, 17, 18-year-old amongst like 16 and 17-year-olds who are like frail as can be. It was a classic photo. Yeah.
Good time. Yeah.
Good time. Tim scaring kids.
Scaring me. I was one of those kids. All right. Moving on from that. Let's watch our video for this week. I know Dan put together
Dan always puts together bangers.
All right. Here we go. It's 5 minutes long. Here we go.
Okay, welcome to an adventure with Tim and Dan.
Gang, gang.
Tim has no idea where we're going. Tim, what are your guesses?
You asked me to grab my license.
We're actually going to the least crazy part. Well, we'll see. The least crazy part of Cohoes. Okay. Tim's guessed it. We're going to the library. Is this... We might need cards. Do you need a card?
Where do you live in Cohoes?
I'm up the hill, just off Mohawk, Cataract Street. No, not far. Yeah.
In one of the little mill houses.
Yes.
Yeah. Something with your address.
Let's hope. Yeah, I've got my driving license.
And how about you? Do you want one too?
I don't know yet.
One.
Yeah, I mean, I should get a card. Yeah, I should get
Why
one.
is that? Why don't you
There we
know?
go.
I don't know. I just...
Doesn't know how many books he's going to get out.
Yeah.
I think the limit is 500, so.
What? 500, Tim?
I may
You can only
cross
take 500 out.
I read roughly 2 a day, so I would...
This isn't our normal place of operation.
Do you move everything from that massive place into this one room? That's
No, yeah, no.
Yeah, where's
Not
everything
for-
else?
Oh,
Is it
everything
still
is
over
there.
Alright.
You didn't want to bring...
Oh, the mastodon?
Yeah, he could have been right back here.
He didn't want to come.
Yeah.
Let me see this just for a minute.
Yep. Make sure I'm legal.
Even if you weren't, I'd give you a card.
I appreciate it.
This gentleman is from England. Okay. And he met his...
super cool because he has an accent.
He does.
Challenge is you've got to find a book for me, and I've got to find a book for you. Very exciting. Right, now I've got to find a book for Tim. What? Okay. 1,000 Years of Joy and Sorrow, no. Wild Sweetness, that might be for Tim. Recipes inspired by nature.
Good. Star Wars conquered the universe.
Fantasy. Maybe not. What about?
Weightlifting. On the move. World's longest librarian. You are your own gym. Bible bodyweight exercises. Hardcore kettlebell training for men. That might be good. Then manga. Yeah. Goodbye.
I see. There's manga right there. That's manga, isn't it? Oh no, it's a movie. Right, well, just had a lovely chat with a lovely lady at the Cohoes Library. Talking about church and how everyone's welcome, and that was cool.
Sure. So, first of all, love talking with old people. They're fantastic. I could have stayed there all day.
And if I don't feel like sleeping, I come sit in this chair and pick up a book and turn on a light or turn on the TV and stay up all night.
I got Dan.
Yeah.
Here, pause.
Looking for the good war, American amnesty and the violent pursuit of happiness. Wow, intense.
So Dan, we've had many conversations about Americans and our love for guns and violence, and he just doesn't understand it. Eloquent, far-ranging analysis of the national psyche goes as far as any book I've ever read toward explaining the peculiar American yen for war and more war.
Whoa.
So it spoke to me immediately when I saw it.
I thought this was a book originally, but it isn't a book, it's actually a DVD. But it was that or like a Star Wars encyclopedia, so I feel like this was a win.
I love anime.
He does
I love
anime.
anime, so that's a treat.
Both watch together, maybe even.
Cuddle a bit.
Yeah, look at this. Also, the beauty of this is that if we don't return them, the other one gets a fine. So there is a real level of accountability for this, isn't there? Oh, there we go. You've been treated very much to a library experience.
I love
Wow,
that.
that was great. Him being undecided about the library card, I could really tell that it hurt that woman's soul. But,
That library lady was awesome. I wish I could have heard that conversation.
yeah.
Libraries are amazing. We finally, after living here since last August, I went and got a library card and took Esther. That was a couple months ago. And her books are due. We haven't brought them back yet. But the Schenectady Library abolished fines. So that's fun. So like there's no late fees.
So you just get to keep the books.
They abolished fees, but the fine, like you can still get fined if you damage or lose a book, I guess. But yeah, there's
But there's nothing to stop you from checking out 500 books and then moving to California. Because
Logan definitely owes them a lot of money.
Yeah, it's my dad owes the Schenectady Library a lot of money. When I was in ninth grade, my dad checked out a bunch of books for like a school. I think I was in like 10th grade and I was doing a project on something for history. So he checked out a bunch of books because we went to the library and got books instead of looking online for some reason. Now that I'm thinking about it, this is an interesting thing that happened. Anyway, and he also got a bunch of like DVDs and CDs. And back then it was like $1 a day late fee. And I'm pretty sure he just left them in the stairwell of going upstairs to my parents' house for like a solid 3 months before just slinking them back in the deposit box, not shamefully putting them in there because he didn't want to look someone in the face. And he checked them out under my library card. So I'm pretty sure I owe the Schenectady Library like $350, and they've got a hit out on me probably.
They abolished fees, so you're fine. You can get a card now.
Maybe I'm
or
too
just
scared.
mooch off of mine.
They've probably got like a wanted poster like under their desk, and it's just like all these people that owe fines. That's why the library is right next to the police station in Schenectady.
Yeah,
so when they find the book
they
thieves,
abolished fees because they're just going to call the cops.
When the book thieves return, they can just press the panic button under the desk.
Okay. No.
I'm rambling now.
Logan also likes that Dan picked that.
I do, but I don't like that he picked a DVD instead of a book. And then he called it manga.
Yeah.
But he's British, so I'll give him
It's
a pass.
okay. He says a lot of things differently.
Yeah. It's okay. I can get down with that.
Library's great. Also, if you have a library card, you can, like, I'm assuming all libraries, if not the vast majority, have they'll loan audiobooks and the digital books. Oh, I'm blanking on the word.
Digital books?
Yeah, there's a word for that.
Ebooks?
Ebooks, yep. Yeah, they'll loan you, like, you can download it used to be the Overdrive app, but I think it's called Libby now. And yeah, the Libby app. It's awesome. I've been using it because I don't like physically going to the library because it's just one more thing to find time to do. So I've been downloading books on Libby and listening to them or reading them. It's awesome. I think I've read or listened to like 4 books since getting the card last month. So
wow.
Libraries are great. You have to go there in person and you're still benefiting from it.
In the words of Arthur the Aardvark, having fun isn't hard. You've got a library card.
Exactly. We did learn that as kids.
I did learn that as a child.
Esther loves the library. She had a lot of fun playing with her toys. And then she discovered the like carts that the librarians use to reshelve books and started pushing them around.
That was where the library trip went haywire.
So we had to leave.
So we'd say, no. And then she'd run to the next cart and start sprinting down the library with a cart full of books. Well, the librarian's just staring at her like, this is what happens in the library.
Yeah, they just like completely ignored it. I was like, I'm so sorry. just ramming it into the wall. So yeah, toddlers and libraries, sometimes great, sometimes chaos. Also, yeah, good point. When you download ebooks on the Libby app, they just snatch them from you if you keep them too long. And it's nice because you can still like place holds on there for stuff, and like you can renew, and it'll give you notifications so you don't forget to do that.
Push
So
notifications for books.
so much easier than having to go to the library. Although go to the library, okay,
Yeah,
it's a good place to go to.
libraries are cool. The Schenectady one is a lot nicer now than
Yeah.
I remember when I went. They did do an expansion on it.
I used to go there actually when I was in high school because our little town of Galway library was so small that I basically read everything I was interested in like the young adult section. And I had read my way through the kids section previous to that.
Look at you being astute.
It was a very small library. It's bigger now, I think. I know they have a new building, but we would drive to the Schenectady library because our library card worked there too. So yeah, also fun facts, a lot of the libraries in the area, like you can use your card wherever. Like I could have used my Clifton Park one in Schenectady, but I didn't feel like renewing it. So this is something I'm actually so curious about. I don't think I've ever actually like messed with the microfilm stuff like myself. Like I think I've seen it in videos, but no, I've never like in person done that. And it seems cool.
Yeah.
I just loved going. There's like so much to look at.
Yeah.
And then my dad would stay for hours picking out books, and my brother and I would already have an arm loan, so we'd have to entertain ourselves.
Classic.
So we'd wander. It's a big place.
It
Super
is.
fun. Yeah, and the newspapers. Libraries are so fun, guys. Everybody should have a library card.
Yeah.
And they also like a lot of libraries have like tickets for like local museums. So you can like check out the ticket and go for free, or like they have super discounted tickets. So another thing to look into.
Wow.
Libraries are great.
Libraries.
They rent stuff out. Like I know some libraries have like sewing machines that they'll rent out to you and other stuff. Like it all depends on your library, but there's a lot of stuff they do other than physical books. Now that we've talked about libraries for a really long time, I guess we should probably talk about church on Sunday. If anybody has any more thoughts on Sunday service. I wasn't there and I haven't had time yet to go back and look or rewatch the service. And I wasn't there the previous week either. So I've missed a lot. Logan was there.
I was there.
But I'd love to hear, I don't know, things that I guess stuck out to you on Sunday. I'm curious because I missed all of it. So I actually really don't know what y'all learned on Sunday. And then how this week has been going. Yeah, they have museum passes. So cool. Let me see.
Scrolling. Look at you.
Did you have any takeaways, Logan?
Yeah, I think one of the parts, I think Brittany had it on the screen at one point. It was one of the slides. There's something about no matter how many times we like stray away from God or how we mess up and how make a fool of ourselves or do something dumb and be an idiot, that he's never going to stop coming after us, never stop pursuing us, and that he always wants the best for us. And I don't know. I know that is very true. It's just something that I don't always think about because I'm always like, oh man, I messed that one up, but it doesn't really it matters in the long run. But God wants to come after us and wants to keep pursuing us, and wants us to learn from that and to get back on the right train of thought and the right path. My eyes aren't good right now.
Jim is agreeing with you.
Thanks, Jim. Yes, Judges was a great example of that. Yes.
Yeah, I need to go back and listen. It's been on my list. Been really busy.
Yeah.
Rob says he's been leaning into surrender, specifically his mind and thoughts.
Yes, there was I think it was one of the verses that that the Brit made the analogy of that you once when you're down and in the dumps and everything's low, you don't need to just get your crap together and do this and that, but you need to turn on God and surrender it to God rather than try to fix it yourself. And like Rob said, trying to surrender, I think that really resonates with that, and just turning it over to God rather than trying to figure out what you're going to do yourself.
I agree, Rob. It is hard to absorb that in the day to day.
Yeah.
Like busyness just kind of gets in the way of the bigger picture so easily.
A lot of times you want the easy, quick solution to problems and issues.
Yeah, I like that, Ashley. God's more concerned with knowing we are loved and not following the law. Yeah, I like that too. Freedom through identity, to live from our sonship or daughtership. Like that. This morning, so our high school kids have morning meet every morning, which is like a mini like meeting time, like as a whole upper school. And like we come together and either have worship or just really small devotion. And worship is usually just one song, maybe two, like it's real short. And this morning they sang Broken Vessels. And I don't know, that one just gets me every time. I love it. I love the verses from Amazing Grace, and then just I can see you now. I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down. I just like going from the like Amazing Grace, like you saved a wretch like me, and then just like, and I can see the love in your eyes. I thought that was so powerful. That's been kind of something that's resonating with me all day. So it was nice to start the morning with that. Yeah.
Does anybody have any other last points? We're getting down to the home stretch of the Wednesday. Or does anybody have any prayer requests for the rest of the week?
I'll put a plug in to read the email that went out on Monday, because I think Jen likes it when I do that. There was some good stuff in there. An announcement about opening our supply closet. So make sure you go and find that post on Facebook or read it in the email. Super exciting. Sign up to volunteer for it if you can. That's so exciting. We've been waiting for that to come together for a while. Yeah. And then I think there was a place to ask questions that you have had from the sermon recently. So if you have any questions or things that are sticking out to you that you want to address, that's a place to do it too. All right. We're down to 1 minute. Does anybody have any prayer requests for the rest of the week or anything in general?
Continued health for probably
everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Malika with his foot. He had
Yeah.
surgery, for those that don't know, last week.
Mm-hmm. Rob for wisdom and clarity. Yeah.
Joe Naylor got bit by a tick today. He said that he got it out, but just prayers that he wouldn't have any.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Residual effects from that.
I think a lot of us can probably use some rest. Life already feels like it's getting really, really busy. For some of us, it'll get slower in the summer, but I feel like it's hectic in a different way in the summer.
Some of us gets very busy.
Yeah, and Logan's dreading it.
I'm dreading the summer. But
you'll make good money.
I'm off pretty much all of July. So
yeah, except for the important weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. I guess I'll pray for all that stuff. Lord, I just pray for healing for all of those who are sick or hurting or dealing with any adverse health effects right now, Lord. Holy Spirit, just come and bring your healing and bring comfort to everybody just dealing with all of those different effects for Perla's children and for Joe and everyone who's got a cold right now. Lord, just clear all of that. And I pray for wisdom and clarity for Rob, Lord, that you would just speak into his life this week. Give him your wisdom, bring things to light that he needs to see from you, Lord, that you would just have such good open communication with him, that you would just be so clear to him. Thank you for this time that we get to meet and chat and catch up a little bit this week. I pray your blessing over this church family. And I pray that we can be a blessing to everybody else that we encounter. Lord, would you just flow out from this church family? Just thank you for this time. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. It
was great to see everybody. Well, type everybody.
Yeah.
You see us, see you.
Thank you guys for telling me your observations from Sunday since I wasn't there. Now I'm excited to go back and listen to it. So, all right. Hope everybody has a good rest of their week. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.